Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of August 26th. This week you have this Hand of Fate card. It says everything is happening for a reason, except the things to which fate binds you. You have the Spirit World. It says your spirit guides are sending you helpful people and opportunities your way. So love it. And you have the Wheel of Fortune, which is your fate. The Wheel of Fortune is your destiny, and it's your destiny how you see it. So I always say, and sorry I have the hiccups now, that the Wheel of Fortune is your destiny, how you see it, and or your personal vision for your life. It's like your path, how you see it going. And the Wheel of Fortune is also your card. So that puts you in a very good position. Whenever you show up as the major arcana version of yourself, it kind of puts you in a position of power and strength and allows you to get what you want from the reading. So, I think that there's a lot of success that could be coming in for you at this time. I would pay attention, and sorry, I just want to I feel like I need to just give this one quick shuffle before I pull that last row, but again, if you are kind of like working on something and people or places or things kind of come out of the woodwork to help you, I feel like that Hand of Fate card is saying, and also the Spirit World card is saying, allow people to help you. But you have the Wheel of Fortune. This looks like a very successful reading. We have the Six of Wands to the Three of Wands. Six of Wands is success. The Three of Wands is like expansion or expanding into the universe. So I think that there could be like a very positive change in your fate, or whatever you want to call it. You have the Ten of Wands, and the Ten of Wands is about carrying burdens. The Ten of Wands, I personally like the Ten of Wands because it kind of says that you've been on a long journey where you have had a lot of burdens, but you are about to reach your home. He is about to reach his home. He planted those 10 wands. They represent his harvest. And yes, he is burdened, but he's about to have a big harvest. So I feel for a lot of you, it's kind of like saying, sometimes I feel the Ten of Wands says that your hard work is paying off. And the reason I would say that also is Six of Wands, Three of Pentacles, even the Eight of Wands. We have really good cards that surround it that kind of say, you're about to have a harvest. So, people always ask me, after my readings, they always say, like, how do you know whether or not something is positive? Because you don't read reversals. And number one, I read intuitively, but number two, I take everything going on in the reading into account. So the reading, really it's all the cards that tell me that the Ten of Wands says you're about to have a harvest. You even have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is a quick conclusion or a quick success. So I feel for a lot of you that this could be like a quick success that's coming in after a long journey. I'm also hearing like answer to your prayers as well. It's like sometimes I feel the Eight of Wands can kind of represent our prayers, or it is a card of communication, but we could be sending communication off to the Spirit World. You have that Spirit World card there, and the Eight of Wands can represent like the answer to your prayers. So that looks good. With the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Tower here. The Tower can, of course, represent a Tower moment, but the Tower is also karma or fate. So I feel, the Tower can represent a new reality, and we're going to have to see what comes up again next to it when we clarify. But I feel like the Tower could just be a change in your destiny or a change in your fate. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is like feeling like you don't have the resources necessary to do something. I consider the first row to be kind of like your general energies, how you're entering into the reading. And the Five of Pentacles is about feeling left out in the cold. And I kind of feel the Ten of Wands is saying, like, don't give up. You're about to get a result. Sometimes, we put a lot of work into something, whether it's love, business, or otherwise. We put a lot of work in, but we're not getting a result. And so we feel left out in the cold because we're not seeing the fruits of our labor, right? We're not getting anything out of the situation. But I kind of feel like the reading itself is, again, with this row, and also everything else that's coming up here, it's saying that you're about to get the results that you've desired, so don't give up. And I really feel that Five of Pentacles is like saying, don't quit before you get to where you're going. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Judgment card. This changes things because Tower and Judgment in the same row, or connected to each other, represents like a major revelation or having a major wake-up call. So I consider the Tower and Judgment card to be the most powerful combination in the tarot. It really represents having like a big light bulb moment or a sudden inspiration. What's really funny is that in your next row, for what's coming in for you, you have this Commit card and you have this Inspire card. They both kind of look like they have these like, it almost looks like the Ace of Pentacles. And in your third row, you start with the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like you need to commit to something that inspires you. And again, it could be the Tower and the Judgment card. This week you could be having like a major, wake up moment where you are waking up to the potential that something could be very successful. It kind of makes sense. I think sometimes at the end of a retrograde, we're at the end, you could be watching this. Again, you could be, the retrograde ends this week, so you could be watching it after, if you're watching it later in the week as well. And again, after a retrograde, everything kind of like comes together and we can sometimes make sense of the confusion from the retrograde. So I'm wondering, if you're kind of like having a moment this week where you could be having like a breakthrough or a sudden inspiration. And I feel that these cards are saying commit to it because it's going to be very, abundant for you. You have the Three of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. The Three of Pentacles kind of represents teamwork and putting in the work. Three of Pentacles is also a card of quality work as well. And he has done a good job at what he is working on. And so I feel, I always get work for you, Sagittarius, in your readings. So I feel for a lot of you, there's something important about your work. I would also say, I think that there's something important about you kind of like taking credit for your work. Like he is taking credit for the work that he has done, right? He's done a good job, but he's also basically saying, look at the work that I've done. He's showing these people the work he's done. So, but I kind of get this feeling for you that you need to brag more, or you need to, it's not bragging, it's like maybe you feel like you don't want to speak up and show off your work because you feel like you're bragging. But I think you need to kind of like do some of those things that get your work out into the world more, or you need to like say more or do more or something. I don't know. But it's definitely popping into my head that you need to kind of like speak up, right? You have the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands, of course, is success and a victory after a long battle. So again, this is kind of confirmation on that Ten of Wands. The story of the Six of Wands is that he's been to war, and now he's coming back from war, and he's being celebrated. So, Ten of Wands basically says you've been burdened. War, obviously, would be a burden, and you've been burdened, and now you're coming back from war, and you're being celebrated. So I do feel that a lot of you could be celebrating a victory. You have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups can represent like a knight in shining armor. There's a little bit of love here. We even go up to the Page of Pentacles. So for those of you that want a love connection, you in the third row, you also have this love card right here. So there could be like a new love offer. We have the Knight of Swords here. I don't really look at the Knight of Swords as necessarily a bad card, but it can say that one person, you or them, if you are meeting a person, like one person wants to move faster than the other. So sometimes with the Knight of Swords, we have to speak up and be like, slow down, hold your horses, basically, right? And if you speak up, you will be fine. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Page of Pentacles. This would represent, this could be the person. This right here could say there's a new person that's entering into your life. And the Page of Pentacles would be communication. The Page of Pentacles would also represent someone new. I would make sure you speak up. We even go down to the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is coming up in the area of the good stuff, and if he turns around, he sees these two cups. So showing up in the good stuff, it's kind of like telling me that you could be attracting, you could be attracting a new Two of Cups. With the Six of Wands, you have the Ace of Wands here. So two aces. Everybody has had multiple aces this week, which is crazy to me. Again, this happened at the beginning of the year, I remember, and now it's happening again at this time. So whenever something like that repeats, I always pay attention to it because, usually what that means to me is that we're revisiting something from the beginning of the year. And so it looks to me like it's a collective thing where it's like all of us could be looking at what we did in the beginning of the year and we could be doing it again, right? And so I feel like that's what a lot of you could be doing with the Ace of Wands. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is a card of needing to turn around and see these two cups. So again, it's kind of funny that I said love this way, and then with the Knight of Cups, you have the Five of Cups. This, to me, would kind of say that you could be receiving a new love offer, but you are also worrying about like whether or not this is going to be a disappointment or not. The Five of Cups can sometimes say that we are a little bit sour on love and that we are kind of only focusing on the disappointment that happened. The solution to the Five of Cups is that we turn around. We have to see these two cups, then we get the bridge and the castle. So we kind of have to look at what we do have, not what we don't have. And we need to change our perspective with the Five of Cups to get something that we want or desire. So this can say that, again, he's crying over the loss of wine. And basically the story of this card is that he's lost his taste for wine. He no longer enjoys it anymore. And so there could be something that you think that you no longer enjoyed before, but there's actually something better behind you that you have to see. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Moon card. It says you will be guided through darkness. You have the Love card. It says true love and fidelity. So if you are attracting a new lover, then I think that this is going to be someone that you really will love. And if you don't want love, and even if you do want love, you start with that Ace of Pentacles, and you have that Inspire card, which kind of looks like the Ace of Pentacles. You have the Wheel of Fortune, Judgment, and the Tower. So I kind of feel like you could be receiving an opportunity, and I feel this opportunity will be something that you do love, So it doesn't have to be a person that you love. It could be just something that you will love. The Ace of Pentacles is always like a big opportunity, but the thing with the Ace of Pentacles is that it only has potential. You have to plant this seed that is on this card, and you have to nurture it into existence. And sorry, my stomach is growling, so if you're wondering what that noise is, it's my stomach. But, the funny thing is that the Page of Pentacles is kind of looking at this pentacle. Then we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles again. And so I feel that you could be being presented with an opportunity. The Page of Pentacles, always says, learn about it. So whenever you're presented with the opportunity, then you have like a Page of Pentacles sandwich going on in your reading. It's basically, he is a card of studiousness. So if you are not sure about any opportunity that's coming your way, the Ace of Pentacles with the Page of Pentacles says study it. Learn as much as you can about it. Explore it, see how it goes. Don't overinvest in whatever this is. For some of you, I feel it could be new love. So the Ace of Pentacles is actually the path to marriage, and it can say that you're attracting a person you could marry. You don't have to marry the person, but you could marry in the future. And the Ace of Pentacles basically just says, like, study it, learn it. Go on a date with a person, learn about them. You don't overinvest, in the beginning. Just kind of see how things go, and really study the situation, and things will be fine. Same thing with work or business. It's like if this is a business opportunity, explore it, learn about it, ask questions, see where those questions go, and then make your decision. Knight of Swords even says, do not rush, right? That horse looks stressed out. He is kind of like forcing that horse to run. And so I feel like this card is saying, like, don't force something to work. Take your time, see how things go, and then go from there. So I think that really, in a lot of ways, the Knight of Swords is saying, kind of like, take your time, don't rush, and see how things go. You have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is a card of expansion and growth, but he is also a card of exploration. A lot of people read this card as your ships coming in, which is true, but those ships are going out of the harbor. So he is looking at those ships, and he might be thinking to himself, like, what would happen if I got on those ships? What would happen if I went on this adventure, and where would I go? This is a card of uncharted territory. He is maybe going on an adventure where he doesn't know where he is going. He just has to kind of like figure things out as he goes. So I kind of get the feeling with the Five of Cups and everything else that's going on here, that there could be a change in your destiny, but it's going to come through like a new adventure or entering into something where you don't know. This could come in the form of love, right? There could be a person who's presenting themselves to you, and I would say that this would be a person that is very different than what you would normally go for. Same thing with work or business. It's like maybe you're getting a job where, it's kind of up in the air. Maybe you don't know all the ins and outs. Maybe there are situations or parts of the job where you're going to have to learn as you go. And I feel this reading is really encouraging that adventure. You're a Sagittarius. You love adventure, right? With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is everything that you've been doing up until this point, right? He has grown these pentacles, and he's asking himself, is the juice worth the squeeze? Is it worth it for me to keep growing these pentacles? Or would there be is there something different that I could do to grow these pentacles? So again, I think that for some of you, it's like you've been growing something all along in your life, and the Ace of Pentacles is that new opportunity that is going to like change your destiny, right? With the Knight of Swords, you have the Magician. You attracted this. Sometimes I think people say they don't want love, and if you truly don't want love, this isn't for you. But if you say that you don't want love, but you kind of do want love. I feel like you attracted a different type of person. I think you've been doing a lot. It's kind of funny. I get hermit vibes coming off of this as well. Obviously, you don't have the hermit here, but I read intuitively. So I think that some of you have been in this kind of like introspective mode where you've been really examining and looking at all your relationships. And I think maybe without realizing it, you've been looking at your relationships, all of them, not just love, but also love. And I feel like you've been saying to yourself, I like this, but I don't like that, you know? And so it's like you're changing your focus. And I think the Magician is a great card for changing your focus. This could also be business as well. It's like you could be looking at your work and you could be saying, I like doing this, I don't like doing that. But it's almost like I think over the last few months, maybe you've really been kind of like funneling in and focusing in on what you enjoy. And because of that, it's like you're attracting more of the stuff that you enjoy because you're focusing on the right things. And obviously, if you haven't been doing that, then I would start because the card shows up. With the Three of Wands, you have the King of Cups. Can't make this up. I'm telling you what. He has this boat right here. And the boat on the King of Cups represents something very specific. It represents going into uncharted territory. It literally represents a time where our ancestors would get on boats and they wouldn't know where they were going. They were just exploring something new. And so, again, I think there's a lot of exploration here. The King of Cups also represents your connection to your emotions. He has very deep emotions. He has explored how he feels about pretty much everything, and now he uses that to shape his reality. So, I think that using your positive emotions could be a good thing for you. Could also be attracting a water sign. Earth really stands out to me here. Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo really stand out to me as well. So, take it how it resonates. You have this new moon. It says beginnings on it, and we have a new moon coming up soonish. You have this Moonlight Serenade. It says change your tune. So how funny is that? It says change your tune. Basically, this whole entire time I've been talking about kind of like the focus that you give to things. And so it might be a great time to focus on, again, the good stuff and not the bad stuff, right? And obviously, I think that's always true, but we don't always do it. Even me, like I'm far from perfect. Trust me, I have days where like all I do is think negative, right? But I always correct myself. And I always say to myself, you can have this one day to be in a bad mood, but tomorrow you have to completely start over. So I'm a big fan of giving yourself a pity party for like 24 hours, but that's the limit, right? Is 24 hours, then you change it. You have the Page of Pentacles, almost lost it. You have the Page of Pentacles, the Justice card, and the Five of Cups. The Page of Pentacles is something new, and I feel this is something that you are going to want to look into. Page of Pentacles can also represent a message. I am getting that you should pay attention to any messages you receive because that Spirit World card says your spirit guides are sending you helpful people and opportunities your way. And I feel like you could be receiving communication like from a person, or like you could be receiving news, and if you pay attention to it, like that is the opportunity, and that's what the Page of Pentacles says. You have the Justice card. Justice is cause and effect. You can focus on the positive or you can focus on the negative. Whichever you focus on is what you're going to get. And so Justice definitely says that you should be kind of changing your tune, just like that Moonlight Serenade card says, and you should be focusing on the good stuff. That's how you can control your reality. You have the Five of Cups. Again, the Five of Cups and the good stuff would pretty much say that you are seeing how something that was a disappointment is turning around. And again, I think that a lot of you could be seeing a turnaround here. The whole entire reading talks about a turnaround, really. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles would be like a permanent love situation. I love the King of Pentacles for love, and it doesn't matter what gender you're attracting into your life. It just represents a person who really wants to put in the work, a person who wants to really make things happen. This is also amazing for your finances. The whole entire reading, I think, is just really good for manifesting whatever you want. So if you want better finances, definitely a possibility. With the Justice card, you can't make this up. I literally said that I was feeling hermit vibes on this magician. Look at who the magician is pointing to. He is pointing to the hermit. Exactly what I said. So it's almost like I'm a psychic or something, right? I think that you have done a period of introspection. I think like the beginning of the year till like maybe mid-August, you have been in this period where you've been saying, I like this, I don't like that. And now I think the Justice card and the Hermit is saying you need to funnel your focus into what you like because you're going to attract more of that to you very quickly. Plain and simple. With the Five of Cups, you have the Six of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you're moving away from something that was a disappointment, and you're moving on to calmer shores. So the Six of Swords in the area, the good stuff would obviously represent like a big improvement coming into your life. I love it. You have this bow card. It says you are highly thought of. Yes, I think that there are good people, Three of Pentacles, that want to support you, that want to lift you up, and those are the people I would be focusing on. You have this V card. It says victory in some endeavor. So clearly there's like a big victory. This whole entire reading looks like a big victory. Six of Wands showing up here. Could be a victory after a tower moment or a disappointment with the Five of Cups as well. So I think there's a victory. You have this box card. It says you will receive a gift. Yeah, the spirit world card, right? It's like you're receiving an opportunity that comes from a message. So I would pay attention to any messages you're receiving. Like start a dream journal. Pay attention to your dreams, your daydreams, things people say to you. There could be a big opportunity. You have this success card. So success, obviously the whole entire reading is a success. You have this caterpillar card. It says things will not always be this way. A change is coming. I think the beginning of the year till now has been a certain way, and you're undergoing that metamorphosis or that change, and now things are getting better. So yeah, this looks really, really good here, Sag. I love it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.